Hi everybody and welcome to the Mental Toughness and Body Show. My name is Rob Evans and I'm your weight loss coach, health strategist and internationally published author, helping take your life, your business, your health, fitness, mindset and body from where you are right now to where it is that you truly want to be. Today I want to talk to you about your commitment level. And I'm using a coaching session I did with, well actually it was a consultation. They've come on as clients now, but last night I do a consultation first before taking them on as clients. And this was a couple, and so it's an elderly couple. I'll just paint you a little bit of a picture. So the female, she was 73 years old, just turned 74, and the male was 77, and they're getting married next year. And through one of the questions that I asked them after establishing about what it is that they want and why that's important to them, so just to fill in some of the blanks there, both a bit of weight loss, but it's about functional strength for both of them. They've both got issues with their knees. He wants to lose about 20 kilos. And so I asked them what their commitment level was. And I could tell from the body language of the lady that she was very high. And I said to her, look, I think you're around a 10. She said, well, I'm actually around 9.5. And I said, well, you know, what's stopping you kind of thing. And she said something. I said, so what you're really saying is that your future husband here, that he's the one that's stopping you? She said, yeah. I said, right, okay. I asked him what his commitment level was out of 10, with 10 being 100%. And he said 4. I'm like, right. 4. What do you think your success level is going to be like if you have a commitment of 40% to it? Well, in most parts of the world, 40% is a fail, right? 50% or 51% is necessary for a pass. Well, in terms of when I'm taking on somebody as a client, I say they've got to be at least 7 or above. And then I normally ask them, why aren't you 10? What's stopping you from being 10? And I asked him, and he said, oh, well, probably just my lifestyle. And so it's interesting, because I have structured my life around making sure that I'm going to be, by the time I get to their age, to be functionally strong, still looking good, still being fit and healthy and energetic and being able to do whatever it is that I want. So she mentioned some situations where she used to be quite active. She hasn't done anything for really 3 years, and COVID hasn't really done anything either, and is now getting the pain in her knees that it's stopping her from doing the things that she wants to. So she can't go for a walk, like a long walk. She just can't. If there's anything that's to do with stairs or anything like that, she can't. He is carrying, well over and probably closer to 30 plus kilos, but he wants to lose 20. You can see when he walks, he's in a lot of pain. He's kind of a bit bow-legged, functionally in a lot of pain. He can't walk stairs properly. He can't walk very far without being in a lot of pain. So the life that they're going to have together now is going to be restricted to what it is that they can do. And they like to travel around and do things, and it's going to be restricted. But he said he used to watch people go and exercise in the gym, and he said, fine, you can go do that. I'm going out to lunch and I'm going to have drinks. He said that's just the lifestyle that he built for himself. And he likes that lifestyle, but he's now realizing that if he wants to enjoy this life with his new wife and be able to have the freedom to do the things that they want to do, he needs to make a change. And I said, well, here's the thing. I said at a commitment level of 4 out of 10, I said, you will not succeed. I said, I know this might sound harsh, but I said, you're not going to get any results, maybe some, but not any that are going to be sustainable at a 4. I said, what that says is that for a couple of weeks, you might make some modifications to your eating, your drinking. I said, the exercise is part of it, but the food is the bigger part. And if you only change those things a little bit for a little while, you get little results. So what we need to do is get you to implement small changes consistently for the rest of your life now so that you have everything that you want. I said, I don't take on people that are a less than a 7. I said, you're a 4. But I said, I will work with both of you because your future wife here is a 9.5. And what's stopping her from being 10 is you. Now, I can do that because I have the ability to build rapport with people quite quickly and I can have a bit of play with them. But all I'm doing is speaking the harsh reality of what the partner is thinking. It's just I can verbalise it and kind of take it away from them so it doesn't cause them tension later. And I said, so what you need to do is you need to step up here. And I said, your other 6 points to get to 10 is sitting right next to you here. I said, if you ever needed a stronger reason to change your lifestyle and be pain-free or a lot less pain, more functionally stronger, feeling better about yourself, having a lot more energy and still being able to do some of the things that you want to, then you need to make the change and you need to commit to doing that. So I said, look, you're not going to come up with that answer right here and now by the time you leave. But I said, I'm planting some seeds with you to think about so that you can boost your commitment level. Because you're going to hold her back and you're certainly going to hold yourself back. And that's not good for the relationship either, especially a brand new one. So I started to connect with him. Now I said part of the reason why you are a 4, why you're your commitment level is so far, and the reason I'm telling you this story in so much detail is that I want you to think about applying the concepts of the story to your own life and to where you may be sitting right now, whether it's your own health and fitness or whether it's another area of your life or your business where you haven't fully committed. And you say, oh yeah, I'm really committed to my business. Really, are you? Because if you were a 10 in terms of commitment and you had really been clear about the goals that you wanted to achieve and why they were so important to you, and you're not there yet, then I would suggest that you're not completely committed. There's something that's missing. And maybe it's coaching to help you. And maybe you're just doing the wrong things over and over. Or more truthfully, if you're completely honest with yourself, is you probably go through waves. Waves of being motivated today or tomorrow or for a couple of days this week, and then it wanes for a few weeks. Or maybe you just live that cycle over and over where there's a couple of days or a couple of chunks of certain days throughout the week where you're really motivated and you're getting things done, but the rest of the time you're not. It's like when I say to people, what's your eating like? Most people, like I'll say 90% of people will tell me, yeah, it's pretty good. And then they tell me, and it's crap. Why? Because they don't know what they don't know, and they think that if they eat a couple of salads a week or something like that, then they're okay. I was like, well, if that was working for you, why do you still need to lose 20, 30, 40, 50 plus kilos of fat? It's because you're telling yourself a story that, yeah, actually this is okay, and yeah, I'm committed to it, but the reality is that you're not. So let's go back to this story. So I said to him, one of the reasons why you're only at a 4 is because you see the task being so big to lose 20 kilos. He said, yeah, that's right. And I said, well, the good news is that 20 kilos isn't as hard as you would think. And I said, I don't want you to make global changes. I said, I don't want you to all of a sudden be eating this food that you don't like, being very, very strict, cutting out all the alcohol. They go out about 5 times a week. And I think, well, that's a lot. But look, mate, they're retired. Sounds like they're financially set up. They're moving into this next phase of their life. That's just the way that they like to spend it, going out and enjoying each other's company, enjoying company with others, and they enjoy eating, and they enjoy having some drinks as well. So I said, it's not about not doing that, but I said, it is all about, and she chirped in with choices. And I said, exactly. I said, it's choices. I said, you still go out and you still have a really good time, but are you having I didn't use this example, but I'll use it with you, the fat, greasy chicken parma and chips and 3 glasses of alcohol or more? No. You still go out, you can still have a drink, but rather than have 3 or 4 glasses, maybe you have 1 or 2 and you rest with that. And rather than having something that's a really heavy meal, you look for a balanced meal where maybe it's vegetables or it's a nice salad with some protein in there, and maybe rather than chips, it's a baked potato or something like that. Maybe the portion's a little bit smaller. You just order slightly differently. And I said, I will teach you how to do that through your meal plan. I will show you how we can do that so that you can go out and dine with confidence. So I said, what I want you to get to is know that each day you're not following a diet, but you're stepping into each day with confidence, knowing that, yeah, look, I'm doing a workout here. I'm doing a strength workout to help make me stronger, help make my knees stronger above and below the knee joint so that it helps remove the pain. I'm also knowing that the food that I'm putting into my mouth every day is helping me improve my health, prolong my life. I mean, they were both on at least 2, 3 medications. I think she was on 3, he was on the 2. All of these things play an impact on how you feel. And if you can attack each day with confidence, knowing that, yes, I'm not just doing some experimental food plan to see what this is like for a few weeks, this is how you're going to live for the rest of your life. I said, yeah, it is 6 meals, but they're smaller meals for you. We're not talking about eating 6 roast dinners a day. We're talking about smaller meals, highly nutritious, making sure that you're fueling yourself properly throughout the day. And that's the victory. And I said, when it comes to alcohol, let's talk about red wine. I said, you can have 1 glass of red wine each night with your dinner, guilt-free. Because it's got a lot of health benefits in there, a lot of antioxidants, a lot of really good benefits in there that white wine doesn't have. So you can do that guilt-free. But don't have 4 glasses a night. You know, that's not a good thing for you. And I just gave them a little exercise in terms of calories and said, let's just say there's, depending on the size of the glass and the alcohol, you're looking at somewhere between 150 to 200 calories per glass of wine. And I worked it out over the course of how much they said that they were drinking. And I'll just make up a number here and say it was 2,000 calories a week in alcohol. And I said, look, there's 7,700 calories in a kilo of fat. So in just over 3.5 weeks, roundabout, there's a kilo of fat for you right there. So I said, I'm not saying you need to stop drinking because this is obviously something you really enjoy and I don't want to deprive you of anything. But I said, we can do it smarter. I said, even if you cut all of that in half, bang, that's way better for you. So as I'm planting all these ideas for him, he's starting to come around more. And you can tell that he's starting to get more excited about it. And I said, what I want you to understand is that I want you to do small changes. Nothing big, small changes every day. And that will get you to your 20 kilos. But you have to be consistent. And I said at a commitment level of 4, you won't be consistent, even if it's a small change. So you've got to work on changing your commitment level and working out what and why it is that you want these things so that you can build that commitment level. You've been very clear about what you want. The why right now is a little bit sketchy. And I just gave him some, because most people don't know how to do this. So that's why I kept referring to his wife. And I said, Caroline was her name. And I said, you've got to keep looking at Caroline here. She is your biggest carrot here. Why you want to dramatically change your health so you can enjoy life together. Like who knows, 74, 77. My dad had passed away at 78. We just don't know how much time we've got. But if I can play an impact in their life of helping them make these sensible changes now. Imagine being at that age, you're just about to get married, and if you kept on the same path, you had 12 months to live. It's like, wow. But you didn't know, but your lifestyle was just going to give you another 12 months. Devastating. But what if at 74 and 77, you've met the people of your dreams, right? This part of your life where you've found somebody that you really love and connect with and want to spend the remainder years with them. And what if, rather than that 12 months, you could have an extra 10 years with them that's pain-free or well pain reduced, that's functionally you're so much stronger. You have so much more energy as well, because as you get older and you're carrying around all this extra weight, it's not just the impact on your joints, the impact on your heart, but you become really tired. You just can't do what you used to do. But imagine if you could change that, which you can. You could get better every year. Being the best version of yourself at your age that you can be. That's my objective for you. That's what I told them. And you could see he was getting more and more excited about it. And so I laid out the program for them. And I said, look, all my programs, no matter what age you are, unless you're an athlete and it's different, but I said I base it on 3 strength sessions, I was going to say a day, that's a bit much, 3 strength sessions a week, and then I draw it up on my whiteboard. And I said, look, on these other days, I want you to do a little bit of cardio. And I said, do you know what I want you to do? I want you to just walk. I said, if you can't walk because of the knees, then that's fine. Walk as far as you can. And he liked the pool. And I said, all right, well, get in the pool. Start to do that. He said, yeah, I actually quite like that. I said, okay, well, do that. I said, it doesn't have to be a huge session. I said, 20 minutes. 20 minutes, 4 times a week. That's enough. And you could tell that they're like, oh, okay, yeah, that seems pretty good. She was okay, it's just more him. He said, yeah, I can do that. I said, great. And I said, here's the thing. You can do 3 sessions with me and then you don't have to worry about anything. You can do 2 with me and I'll give you 1 at home. If you do 1 with me, I'll give you 2 programs that you can just do at home. I can give you the equipment you need. You don't need anything else. You don't need to go to a gym or anything. You can just do that because he didn't like the concept of going to a gym. And I said, in terms of how long the workout would be at home, I said I would make it 10 minutes for you. That's it. Maybe 15 tops, but 10 minutes. Because if I give you a 90-minute program, I said, you may not even do that once. Because the task seems so big, you're not going to do it. Now, I already knew that he was thinking that this was a big task, because right at the very beginning of our conversation said, I think it's just way too big. You know, it's just such a big target. So I was finding the words to appeal to him to break it down a number of different ways in terms of his food, in terms of what he needs to do each day, and make it in really, really small steps. And that's why I said 10-minute workout. I said, because I'm not going to be there. I'm not going to be able to motivate you in that session. You're not coming here to do it, you're doing it at home. And there's a high chance that you're going to skip the session. But if we make it 10 minutes, that's doable. And I said, yeah, I could do that. So I said to them, so what would you like to do? I said, what's your budget allow you to do out of the sessions? And she said, oh, well, I think maybe 1 session. What do you think? Talking to the future husband. And he said, I think we should do 3. And I'm like, wow, okay, good on you. He's got it. So he's gone from a very low commitment level to now, he says, I want to hit this hard and let's really focus for the next 12 weeks and see what we can do. And then I talked about what sort of results they could expect in that time, and which was essentially 500 grams to 1 kilo for women and 500 grams to 2 kilos for men. But I said, because of your age, because of the medication, I said, we're not going to know exactly until we get into it. until we see how your body responds to the exercise and the food. But I said to him, I said, I'm quite excited for you. So I think because you haven't really exercised before, I said, you might find that you even drop a couple of kilos in the first few weeks, just because your body's going to respond quite nicely. But I said, let's do it and let's see. And so I thought that was a really great example of commitment level and how somebody can change once they understand what's required. So I think a lot of people aren't committed because they think it looks like Mount Everest. And what's in between base camp and the top of Mount Everest just seems way too hard to go through. But when you work with the right person and you can break it down into such small steps that it really doesn't feel like you're doing anything, you're still living as normal, it's just you're making some slightly different adjustments, some slight changes. Not huge changes, just some small changes. Because today is going to pass no matter what. But where I find that it becomes more right in your face is when you do get to the age that these people were in their mid to late 70s, and if they make these changes now, they could literally add 10 years to their life or more. I mean, you never know, you can't live your life in parallel, but by making these changes, they both have high blood pressure, so they're on blood pressure medication. I think there was some cholesterol medication in there and some other stuff as well. So if we can improve the health through the food and the exercise, then some of these things become less and less risk. Not to mention the functional improvement that you get in your life, but it becomes less and less. So if nothing else today, I want you to learn about commitment level and how important that is. And if there are areas in your life where you aren't being as successful as you would like, then it's time to have a look in the mirror at your commitment level and say, why is my commitment level only that low? Now, if we use an example of my two girls, they love artwork, okay, as in doing it, drawing and stuff. Now, my commitment level to that, for me, doing that, is probably never going to get more than a 1 because it doesn't interest me at all. So if your commitment level is so low, maybe you're working in an area or on an area that just completely doesn't interest you. Now, if you are in poor health and your commitment level is a 4 or very low, then you need to dig a little bit deeper there. There's a reason why you don't place such a high emphasis on your health. It should always be 100% in my view. But why is it so low? And it may be that there are other areas in your life that are distracting you right now and it's not a priority for you right now. I would say, okay, that's the place to start. Okay, if you're not 100% committed to optimizing your health, then there's something wrong. Even if you're 9, it's like, why am I not 10? What's stopping you from being a 10? And then look at all those reasons as to why you're not a 10, and then examine what's going on within those to make you have those feelings. A lot of it is time pressures, a lot of it's family, relationship issues, financial issues, whatever that's going on. But you've got to realize that all of your success in other areas of your life is going to be generated from your health. How do I know that? Well, zero health is what? Death. If you're dead, nothing else will matter. You can't work on anything else. So if you focus on this and get your health in the completely right position and keep focusing on it every single day, then you're going to be able to use that extra energy that you've got to focus on those other things, whether it's making more sales, improving relationships, getting a relationship, building wealth, making a more successful business, serving clients better, doing all of those things. But it's got to come from that point. But if it's a commitment level for your business or where you are in your career right now and you're working a job, you're not committed to it. It's something about it being the wrong job for you. There's something in there that's just not connecting with you. I was in that situation for 19 years. Well, to be fair, it's probably 18. I took a year to work out my exit strategy. But I studied to be a chartered accountant. When I became a chartered accountant, I realised I didn't want to be a chartered accountant because I didn't like the people that I was working with in the chartered accounting firm. I moved from job to job trying to find that thing that I wanted, because even though I was committed in the moments, it wasn't 100% ever. It was just my work ethic that said, well, I've got to do this because I know that this is going to lead to the next thing. And one day it did. It just took 19 years down the track to be able to say, I'm now leaving this and I'm going to do what I'm doing right now in talking to you. What I didn't do was give up. I kept searching. And now I'm 100% committed. 100%. So you can do it too. And you've got to do it for other areas of your life as well. That's how you get success. So if you want to connect with me, you can. Go to the mentaltoughnessandbodyshow.com, opt in for that free consultation. Let's connect, let's have a conversation. It's a free consultation. Let's make 2021 our collective best years yet. See you tomorrow.